facing off against two heavy-set, brutal-looking, vile zombie creatures, all alone in a parking lot, and all Pansy can think is, oh look, this one is wearing a welder's mask. I want one of those. I've wanted one of those for a while. Pansy is irrepressible these days. She can face anything, and she has a spear in her hands.
Got a feeling that I might die tonight. Woke up in the morning, raving for a brand new day.
Pansy is montaging this afternoon. She is engaged in sorting things out, putting them away. The idea that her existence has become one of kill zombies, loot resources, grind skills is true, but not completely true. Her life is also one of putting things away and tidying things up and trying to remember where she put them and fetching them from different places, different locations, so she can build new and interesting things so that she can get better at killing zombies, looting resources and grinding skills. But she's getting better at it, whatever its merit ultimately is. She is getting better at it by keeping busy, by being determined. She has her crates, she has her piles of stuff. She has piles of rags which she applies assiduously to her project to become a master tailor, a seamstress of great renown. But now it is time to sleep. Life starts to develop a rhythm, a pacing of its own. In the filthy weather, in the morning, she goes to the shop. She buys, loots some provisions. She eats a can of cold potatoes, which keeps her healthy. She jogs out into the rain and goes into this little house to dismantle all of the furniture, all anything that's made of wood, for she is maniacally and with great dedication developing a carpentry skill, because she needs to be able to build staircases in order to access the roof of the apartment building above the bookshop, so that she can install rain collector barrels, which she will then plumb into the sink and have a good and dependable supply of fresh, untainted water. So this is how she spends her day, and this is how she will spend her subsequent days as well. So sleep well, Pansy, and get about your business. We need to improve our carpentry. Okay, so now it is October already, and you're sorting stuff out in order to get on with your day. Giving it some thought. Well, here we are, the rhythm of the day again, off to the shop. and pick up something for breakfast. Yes, canned peaches this time. Very nice. All sustaining. Now head out the back. However, Pansy, do be wary. Do be careful. Do be cautious. You never know. Oh, coast looks clear. Well, that's fine. Though in this fog, oh, look, here we are. And now we're walking around. Good job he wasn't a brute. Good job he wasn't feral. Yes, otherwise it'd be different altogether. You're unarmed. And on your back, it's a two-handed weapon. This is most unfortunate. You could have drawn your knife and done a bit of knife fighting. But now you have the leisure, I suppose. We'll stab him with the spear. Because we're working on our spear skill. And see, we've attached a bread knife or some other sharp implement to the end of this spear, Pansy. Which is good, which is effective. But not so very durable. However, we have no shortage of pieces of wood and random sharp metal objects, and if we run out of those anyway, we can pick up stones. Here's a chap running at you. He's positively charging in. We'll do him no good. And down he goes. Right. So, we're pressing down the field because we want to be able to loot the auto workshop, car place, and gain control of the gas station. Now, Pansy, there are going to be any number of them over here. Out this way, but what you want to do is head up the road. So yes, we will have to clear the field somewhat, but here, my word, R4 cluster. What's this chap got? Look again. Yes! Fantastic. He is sporting a welder's mask. And I suspect from his clothes that he's out of that garage down the way, the auto shop. 2 down, 2 more. Have these guys sorted and then go collect up that welder's mask. The chap brought it to you. He's delivered it, and it couldn't have come a moment soon. Well, in fact, it's useless until we have a propane torch. But once we do, we shall be about dismantling metal things and building up our metalworking skill. And that will open up new vistas, new horizons for us, Pansy. Yes. And without a propane torch we can't move, but the welder's mask is a start. It is the prerequisite. An essential item, and I'm so glad that we've obtained it. Now up there's a few skulking around. There's some more directly between us. So we're going to have to grind the zombies down. But when we have little finds like this, maybe put his boots to one side. Those coveralls. As an alternative to sewing patches on your long johns, which you can leave with your leather patches on, you can take coveralls and work on them. That might be better. We'll see. Okay. Grab it. Stow it away. That is a find. That is very much a find. Now, a little further down the road, I have a couple here. If we can take these out, it'll not be a bad thing done. Yep. Nobody coming up behind or to the side. Oh. You weren't paying enough attention, chap. And now you've been macheted. Right, this 4 here and maybe more around the corner. And you're not precisely sure what's over here to your right. You don't need to be outflanked. And you certainly don't need to be retreating onto an enemy position. So be careful. Advance with caution. Okay, there's a number of them over here. You did well not to push too far forward. And now, we must figure out how we can engage them in small groups. Make sure that we're not being charged at by these feral or brutal types from different directions at the same time. Oh ho, Pansy, there you see, they're strung out in the field. And there is a dangerous looking one. That's it, Pansy. Have a little smoke. Keep yourself calm and collected. Now this war of attrition against these spread out zombies is time consuming and a little risky. I don't like being so exposed in the open here. Though on one side it's okay because the ferals, well, they separate themselves from the herd, if you like. We really haven't had too much problem, but that's when we've been very sure about exactly who is in the area and how far away from each other they are. But there must be an easier, faster way to get them lined up for us. Who's up here? Far too many. What about if we use the terrain to our advantage by honking the horn on a car? Yes, beep beep. Now scuttle out the way. Get down there into the corner. That's it. This will be where we stand because we don't know exactly where they're coming from. Like this fella running in. Get ready, Pansy, get ready. He'll be on you in a second, unless he just forgets about you, and that happens as well. No, he's got you in his sights, so he hasn't decided to let up. Now, he also didn't fall over. Often when they run that far, they trip themselves up. That's something to recall, because if they've knocked themselves down, it saves you the bother. Anybody else in the tree line come forward? Did I see? Who's coming out? Hello? Yes. Oh! Master Z. Oh. Again, we're very fortunate. You didn't have a cohort with you, which you promoted to brutal. Because that would be awful. Okay. A crawler. Stamp on the head. Perfect. Right. If they're not stirred up, stir them up. Honk the horn again. Give it 2 hoots. Yes. Now again, get back to where you want to. Oh, they rushed in behind you, so by the time you got to your corner. However, these fellows forgot what they were doing, it seems. And still more come shuffling in from over the way. But this is not too bad. Not too bad. As long as they don't all rush you at once, you can cope. Oh, good. Here she is. Dressed to the nines. Oh, +1 long blade. That will help Pansy with the hacking and the slashing. The maiming. Right, another one has got you in view. Tough, eh? Well, not tough enough, I fear. There you go. This is going okay. Maybe a bit of sneaking. Close the distance on this fellow. Yeah. He's not seen you. Right. Oh, 1 shot. Okay, the day is wearing on. Right. Who is this over here? A burger flipper. He's come out of the kitchen to scream at you? That's not a very pleasant noise. But who else has that disturbed? Who else has he woken up? Can you see anybody? Oh, we're getting tired now. It's perhaps not the greatest to carry on fighting all day and all night. Oh, there's one fellow in the car park. Now, who is he? Skeletal. Yes, a skeleton. I thought he looked like. Again, with the magic trousers that stay up. The pants that will not fall down, despite there being nothing but a bony hip to cling to. Anyway, back home, back sleeping, back at it. The 3rd of October. Get up and get out, Pansy. What are you coming in here to? Sort things out? Yes, we know there's always plenty of sorting out. Okay, we're going to speed time up and we're going to strip the bodies because we need the ripped sheets as usual. We need rags, for we're in the rag trade. I must say that tailoring skill is coming on rather nicely. But we mustn't neglect that carpentry because the year is wearing on. It will get colder, it will get less hospitable, so we need certain key tasks done and dusted. And what I would really like is some way of heating the apartment. We've got the padded jacket and padded trousers. I'm going to be very careful about not taking them out and fighting in them because we don't want them ripping up. Because that's like walking around in a sleeping bag. Well, actually, sleeping is more to the point. We don't want to be getting chilly for protracted periods and getting colds and snuffles and sneezing, because that would alert zombies when we're out and about and be the most unwise thing to do. Right, but this is not going so badly. Our tactic is paying off. Our tactic is not doing too badly. Might start, might think about shooting them, I guess, because that would bring their attention in. But I like the horn. The horn is just an alternative way of sounding the dinner bell to them. A quick trot up to me and... oh, that's it. Now, who's this? 2 more. A tough one and a skeleton one. Skeleton, get back. You there. Tell him to get down. And you, fall on top of him. Well done, sir. Choreographed perfectly. Okay. Well, there are no more in the immediate vicinity that I can see. So now is the time to just make sure of it. Bump. Beep the horn 3 times. Now, if that don't bring them out, don't know what will. Good loud. That's it. Jog back to the normal waiting corner. And then have a look and see who has attended to the beeping of the horn. Who indeed? Anybody? Yes. He's gone running in. Ah, but he's decided to hold up by that van, has he? Oh well, never mind. He is a trotter though, a feral fellow. Looking around the place. Appears to be just him with us at the moment. But of course others may have walked into that tree line. But that which blocks line of sight for us also blocks line of sight for them. Set the spear. And stab him. Right, that's it. No, what's that? You're tickling his armpit. Eventually it gets him. Okie dokie. Another one wandering in the wilderness. Soon dispatched. No. Push. It's not shoving, it's stabbing. Oh, pansy. You're making hard work of this. There you go. And down they go. Another one comes flying in. Oh, it's another push and shove. We're not being so clean in our... Now you've missed him altogether. He's back on his feet. Don't give them that chance. Once you're down, stay down. That's it. Stab his shins. That's it. Straight through the guts. That'll do better. Right, there was another one. Yes, here he is. And down he goes. Right, that's a good killing day done. At 21:40, tired out, overheated and overburdened. Right, we're going to have a rest from the zombie fighting for a bit, but no rest when there's needlework to be done. We will work hard on skills. Kill zombies, loot resources, grind skills, sleep, repeat. That's the way it goes. Not the most catchy mantra, but effective in making progress. Nevertheless, that exhaustion and tiredness. Well, Pansy, we'll montage you through a bit of this. Blurrily montage you through, it would appear. There you are. Still got a pile of rags at 10 to 5 in the afternoon the next day. Now, come along. Keep it up. But this is it. Heat up your meal ready to eat. And, yes, you eat your chocolate-covered cookie. That'll be nice. Followed down with the noodles. Perhaps the wrong way round. But it matters not when calories are being counted. Okay, now we're making progress. Patches on, patches off. Throw your trash away, sort your things out, and of course, have a good go at the burpees. And one day we will be rewarded with an increase in strength. And then we may well switch to sit-ups, or one of the forms of exercise which advances fitness more quickly. Plenty of thread. That's what a seamstress likes. Lots of bobbins of thread ready to go. Sleeping, and then the next day dawns and we're working through it. Keeping up, keeping on. The zombies will wait until you're ready, Pansy. But let's be careful not to drive ourselves into a severe depression, oh dear. We are somewhat down in the dumps, agitated and bored and depressed and tired. It's all getting to you, is it, Pansy? You need a holiday? Well, maybe what you need is a cigarette and a Hello magazine or something like that. Take your mind off it. That's it. Play with your calculator. Do some algebra. That always lifts my mood, my spirits. Yep. The fairy tale book, that's another good one as well. The same old fairy tales over and over again. There you go, you've shifted it. No, it's coming back. Good Lord. It's this confinement what does it. That's another thing we can do. If we can build ourselves a roof access, that'd be a pleasant place to sit out on the roof and do your sewing and your knitting and your various things. Read your books in the fresh air. That would lead us through to skills acquisition without depression. Because it is very depressing to read advanced manuals inside when you could be doing it perched on the roof of your apartment building. Anyway, sort your things out. Keep going. Keep on keeping on. Oh dear, your exercises have left you fatigued. Many a moodle right there. But, we can be confident that we have ways and means of fixing that up in due course. Oh, the first aid has gone up. Lovely. Now that means that the book needs reading though, right? To advance us to the next stage. Though first aid, of course, not the most exciting of skills, and in many games pointless, as treating wounds is just prelude to becoming a zombie anyway. But for us it's only the case if it's a bite. So I don't know if maybe the first aid is useful first. That's good. So we'll have to look out that book in due course. And of course reading that will compound our boredom and depression, agitation even further. But we can maybe take that book outside and see if it's okay. The problem, of course, there is that speed reading while sat out in the street or whatever is potentially life-threatening. But under our circumstances, in our neighbourhood, I think it's worth the risk. Because I think the depression would be more likely to be in danger of suicide than attack by a zombie at this rate, which we want to avoid. We need to make light of the situation, Pansy. Have a bit of R&R. Okay, we're on the 8th of October already. We're nearing mid-month. But progress is made by small degrees. That tailoring is nearly approaching halfway there. Why we should be able to push on and get that level 8 done. And then we'll be very close to level 7 on the carpentry. What kind of a day do you have in view? Now you need to be careful if you're out and about, because you are exhausted and ridiculously tired. And I think when you're as tired as you are and you haven't been to sleep for days because you've been working on your whatnots, you don't get your exhaustion back so easily. So let's not be wandering far and wide and thinking to encounter the zombies. But get the book and settle down in the fog, shrouded in fog, and oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's just make sure we put the welder mask somewhere that we can get it when we're ready to do the metalwork. Yep. As I say, it's not the most pleasant day to be sat out on the street, but I think that will be the way to get it done. And then once we have the first aid read, then you can crawl into your bed, recover from being witlessly tired and exhausted beyond belief. And then I think we'll be in a good position to carry on with the plan. What is the plan? Pansy, the plan. The plan, of course, involves building staircases, probably at the back of the building so we can get to the top, and then putting in the rain collector barrels. That's the stated aim. And I think the generator needs to come into play, because if we have the advantage of no zombies marauding and rolling around the place, then we should be able to install the generator as well on the roof. But we need some fuel, and to keep it going, to keep it viable, we'll need control of the gas station, which is what we were fighting towards before we stopped to do crafting. But it's all grist to the mill, it's all part of the process. We need the carpentry skill at a certain level to build the stairs, to be able to get to the roof, to be able to put the rain collector barrels in, and to plumb in the sink, and that's the water done. If we fight our way down to the gas station and get it so that we can turn the generator on and off there to get the fuel out, but we know there are plenty of generators, that's the saving grace, remember? There are generators in various garages and sheds, I guess, around the place that we've seen. But yeah, look at that, sitting on the street, you're happier already. Tired? overloaded and exhausted. But for right now at least, Pansy, you're neither bored nor depressed. Nor hungry for once. Ridiculously tired. Fit for nothing. But perhaps reading. Though how you can read your first aid manual when you're this tired, I don't know. But we'll take advantage of the system that permits it. But we'll need the book. Oh, no, you're in the wrong place. The context menu did not give you the climb sheet rope option, but here we go. Yeah. Where's the dratted book? First aid. Farming and fishing. First aid 1, not the one we want first aid 2. Not there. And first aid volume 2, that will do. Okay. Well, maybe we can get it read in the remainder of the day, which means you'll be going to bed at a normal time, which hopefully means we can restore the body clock a little bit, which means we can make the most of the daylight. In theory. Okay. Well, we obviously won't be aware of any zombies approaching us, but I think we've reasonably well established that around here it's just Pansy on her own, and she should be able to do some serious book studying in safety. Famous last words. But, well, so far so good. Tiny figure studying furiously on how to treat burns and bruises and broken bones in a little pool of light in a sea of darkness. And we've still got some antidepressants. They're very handy for doing boring work in a kind of drugged out haze, I suppose. Reduces the stress. Yep, you have to eat nevertheless. Keep up that body weight. We don't want that vanishing off the scale. And back to the book. Oh, Pansy, you're making me tired with your exhaustion even. So, I think that we will try to get control of the gas station. We need to get a generator down there, which means grabbing one of the generators from nearby that first base. There's plenty there, and but I think we'd probably need to secure the gas station before we drive down into it. That sounds like a bit of a plan. However, Pansy, we know that plans are what you make while life happens to you. So I think the main thing, not to worry too much about the future, but for right now, get ourselves a little bit of shut-eye. I want to see these moodles shifted. I want to see Pansy as fresh as a daisy in the morning and ready to take on whatever comes next.
Got a feeling that I might die tonight. Woke up in the morning, raving for a brand new